Hello, hello, welcome to day 17 of the 100-day project, or I think it's whatever day for Mass Make Merch. And I'm going to make some bases for some pockets and tags, different pieces of ephemera. And I've pulled out, it actually fell out of the cover. So what I'm going to do with the Reader's Digest is I'm going to glue several pages together. I take my glue stick, and this is going to be the first step before I make any of the bases. So I want probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages just to make it a little bit thicker. Yeah, let's do 3 pages. Sorry if you hear someone's doing yard work with the blower. So like that. And then those are stuck together. And to save time, I'm just gonna flip it over and let those guys dry and go to the next ones, add some glue. And I'm not too concerned right now about perfectly gluing them. Some of these I might sew together, which I think makes it look really cool. And then flip, and then do the next 3. And then when I get a group that's pretty big, and I feel like, yep, that's about as many as I want to do today, I will rip them out. Images like this I'm going to rip out, use for something else another day. And then do that, flip. Oops. 1, 2, all right, well, I guess this one has 4. There we go. The next one. So you get the idea. So I'm going to do this for several pages. I'm going to do a few more and then I'll come back. Okay, and then when I've done quite a few, I'm going to flip this back so that the part that we haven't glued is on top. I set something sort of heavy on here, and I'm going to go have a cup of tea. And then it will kind of help, you know, smush it, keep it nice and, you know, secure while drying, and then we'll come back and tear them out. It's been sitting here drying for a little bit, so let's take a look. I think it's good, pretty dry. And we're going to take out all of the ones that we glued. And it looks like it goes to there, which is pretty big chunk of the book. I don't know, let's see if I can, might have to do it bit by bit. I'm just gonna get crazy. Let's see if I can cut. I'm getting wild. Getting wild. Okay, these first pages I'm going to use for something else. Okay, now I think we can, yeah, rip the ones we've glued together. I'm going to cut this off. So this is what we're going to make today. They're little coordinating sets. They don't have to be coordinating. I just made mine coordinating. You could just do the book page part today and then decorate as you need, right? But I wanted to give a couple ideas. So I did a Tim Holtz-ish version, a more floral version. Okay, so using 2 of the 3 pages that we've glued together and a separate individual book page, we're going to create all of these pieces. Kind of fun. And we're using the leftover bits for our little mini tags. So we have this background that you could glue into a book, and it could still have a pocket here if you wanted. If you didn't want to glue this one side over here, this could be a side tuck also. There's different options, but then this tag fits here. And then we also have this tag that goes right here. And then 2 mini tags that go here. And then if I didn't glue this down, this could be an even smaller little section for a tuck. But there we go. Cute, right? And here's this one. And I used my palette digital, my rainbow palette digital for this, and put some pieces in the background. I made our little tag. These are fussy cut out of floral books. So these are flowers from the floral book, and same with this one right here. And then added some die cuts to the little tags, did some sewing around, and there we go. Cute. Cute. All right, so how do we make it? Again, you're going to need your 3 sets of glued pages, and where did I put my book? You also need 2, I think it's 2. Well, let's get 2 just in case. It might just be 2 separate pages. All right. And I'm using a Reader's Digest. You could use any book page, but I like the Reader's Digest because it shows we're going to cut off where the text ends. So I'm not really measuring so much as just kind of viewing where the text ends. So I'm going to cut off this side, and we're going to keep these for another project on another day probably. And this. And then the top. All right. So I'm going to do that on one other one as well. Actually, we're going to do it on all of the pieces. I've been using my guillotine a lot recently. Kind of fun. I used to not. I don't know why. Okay, and then we're going to put these 2 together and trim off the pieces. Okay, I think we're good with that. Like I said, we're going to save these little bits. Put that aside. I have an avalanche happening over to the side. All right, and these, yep, pretty close. Oh yeah, I forgot. Pick which one is going to be your tag. And I'm going to pick this one because I cut it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to cut my tag at 3 inches. And then 5. Okay. And then these pieces, this is going to become, this one's a little bit bigger than that one. This is going to become the tuck for here. And then this one will become the small tags. So let's cut this one, or fold it in half, maybe easier. And then just cut this one in half, and there we go. And then we have this piece, which will be our other tag. All right. So now I think we're done with this for sure. Okay, so then where is my, I'm going to use this one to, this is from Corey Dahman. It's pretty cool. It has different corners, you know, so you can round them, or this one's for tags. It's pretty clever on a piece of cardboard. She's a wise woman, that one. Look at this one. All right, so there's that tag. And I might just kind of wing it with this little one. So I want this to be a little bit smaller. And then I guess we could do the thing where you turn. It's kind of a small piece to do this, but we'll give it a go. There you go. Not bad. Okay. All right. And then this one, if you want to make a tag shape, which I'm going to do, or you can round the corners. It's really up to whatever you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and make this one a tag shape. And flip it over. There we go. All right, so this is the back. This is the tag that it's going to tuck in, our mini tags, and get all my little bits out of the way. Okay, so now let's round the corners on this little guy. I think, we'll see. There might be an extra piece that we could use for a bigger tag, but we'll do this for now. Okay, so there's that. And then set those aside. And we have these two pieces, and these two are going to make this pocket and this pocket. The first one, you just fold in half. I don't know if you can hear it, but my son has his alarm going off. And then I like to have the folded edge as the top of my pocket, just because it has a little more reinforcement. The page is this way, fold it down this way. We're going to trim this bottom part off. And then you have a piece like this. And this is too tall, so I'm going to trim that off. And then this is going to fold back like that. So I'm just taking this front part, folding it back, and then this triangle I'm going to fold down like this. So then this becomes a side pocket, and then like I said, this could be a itty bitty tuck like that. Okay, so this we could have made or added it to this piece. I'm just gonna discard it for now. What you want to do now, if you're going to do sewing, this is a good time to do sewing if you want sewing on the tops of your pockets like this. On this one, I put mine together first, so I couldn't do sewing here or here or here. And then on this one, I did my sewing before I put it together, so I was able to sew all the way around, and then also on this triangle. So it's up to however you want to do your sewing. If you want to do it before you put it together or after. All right. So for this, I'm not going to sew since I'm just showing you how to put it together. I am going to ink my edges because I feel like that helps it stand out. So I'm going to ink and I'll be back. All inked, and I inked it before I glued things together, just so I could get all my corners. And now we can glue it. I'm going to use a little Fabri-Tac. I'm going to glue this little triangle down. Back there. And then I'm going to glue down here. So again, this could be a little tuck, a little mini tuck right there. And then we're going to glue this part of the flap. So here's what I was saying. If we glue this side and this side, you could leave this one open and do a little thumb notch, or vice versa. You could have a little pocket here. So how would I do that for this one? Just for fun. Actually, am I wrong? Yeah, okay, yeah, you would have to just make sure your thumb notch is up here. And if I were to do a thumb notch on this side, I would include this paper so that you could see that there's a thumb notch. Does that make sense? So you would see that there's a tuck spot there. All right, so a little above center. And then, yeah, I want to make sure to ink this. So it stands out. There we go. And so now when I glue this, I'm only going to glue this and this down. But then, of course, we're going to glue all three sides to the back part. And if the paper that you're using, if you feel like it's too thin, what am I doing? I just have glue there. I just want to smush this down. If this is feeling too brittle or thin, maybe put washi tape or fabric before cutting your thumb notch, and then that would give it some stability. Or if you decorated it before putting it together, that would also. All right. We'll put this here. There we go. Oops. All right, so there is our base tag with our thing, and then maybe this, let's see how can be our little piece that goes in there, but it just needs something, make it a little more sturdy. All right, and then this tag's in, ready to go. And then we have this one that can tuck in here, and then these can tuck here, like that. There is our base. So let me show you what I was talking about, the mass making. If I was going to mass make, I would do assembly style, like I was saying. First thing, I would go and cut all of my edges. So let's do that. Okay, so all of those are cut. And half of these are going to be the backs and half are going to be the tags. So how many do I have? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so I'm going to take 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are going to be the backs. Actually, this one's short, so let's make this a tag. Yeah, so we'll swap those out. Okay, so these are going to be the backs. So in a minute, we're going to chop off the corners. And these are going to be the tags. Now, all of the tags, I'm going to have 3 by 5. So I'm going to go ahead and trim those. And then we're going to keep these pieces. Remember, this is very small. This might not make a good tuck, but here we go. So this I'm going to cut in half. And this will be, actually, let's do that in a minute. Let's stick with our tags. do the true mass make thing. Alright, so now we have our tags, and then we have our little bits. Put our long ones together. These we're going to need to corner around. These we're going to cut in half. We'll take a group and let's see if this will work. Half-ish. Okay, so those go there. I need 12 of these. And these are the individual pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get those out. I bet you we could do a group. And we're going to take these and cut off the outer edge all around. Yeah, pretty good. So then half of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. Just like that. It's awesome. All right, so half of these we're going to fold in half. To make the pocket. That's not blood, that is paint. I got a couple new distress paints and I put the colors in my sheet to know which colors I still need. And candied apple or festive berries was one of the colors. And I can't do anything without getting messy, so that's what that is. Alright, so these are the half sheets for our pockets. And then we're going to take our other ones and we're going to make this front pocket. And we're going to just fold these all down to start. I'm going to hide that. So we'll go like this. Okay. So now I'm going to take one of my other ones. Actually, no, I'm not. We can cut off. I want to use our paper trimmer. Sure. Let's see if we can do them all at the same time. Alright. So now I'm going to trim off this rectangle. Alright, guillotine, can you do it? Oh, no problem. Like butter. Like butter. We're going to save those for something else. Or toss them, whatever floats your boat. Okay. And now, these I'm going to probably not want to cut all together. So let's take a few. And this, I kind of need to measure where to trim it off. Okay, so right there. Trim off my little triangle. And do the same with these. And you can decide which way you want your text, right, when you're doing it. Trim off those. Okay. And we have these pieces, and we have those pieces. Okay, since I got a little more space. All right, since these are right in front of me, the next thing is we're going to fold all of these back. Now this is a personal thing. You don't have to do this step. You just have it as a triangle pocket. I'm going to fold that down. And this one. It's kind of fun. She's peeking through. Happy accidents are the best. Okay, so now those are ready. So I'm going to set these aside, and then we're going to go back to our bases, and that's where we're going to trim our corners. So for this, I'm going to use this for one, and then when I do this, this is going to then become my template for the other ones. Let's see. I can do more than one at a time. So I like to get them all even at the, at the tops. And let's see. Yep. Sometimes, it's a little too much if your scissors give you a hard time. We'll do the same thing with these. All right, so now those are all done. Easy peasy. I have little bits going everywhere. So let's do the same. I'm going to use this as my guide for the backs. Again, you could corner around or leave them square. These. Get them all nice and stacked up together. Do the same thing again. See how it just makes the process fast when you do the same thing repetitively. And we're going to crank out a bunch of these bases, which I'm sure you do. If you're mess making, you knew this already. I'm not really telling you new things, but just showing you how I would do it for this project. Okay, so where are we at? So now we have these guys. These go at this. This goes over here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, all right. And then, it's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that works. Okay. So the ones that I'm going to use for my skinny tags, I'm just going to take a couple and okay, maybe I would like to do ones that are the same width. Why am I struggling? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. All right, so these. Let's start with these. And this is too many to cut. Do that. And I'm just going to eyeball these. Snap. Snap. Same with these. Snap. That one doesn't go so well. Okay, so there are our tags. And these I'm going to corner around. Oops. Oh, I will ink. Oh, God. I want to ink everything? Not really. I don't want to. Maybe I'll ink it as I use it. How about that? Ugh, I should ink it. I don't want to ink it. I don't wanna. Okay, I'm just gonna put them together. Is that crazy? Is it crazy? I don't think it, yeah, well, okay. If you want to do sewing on these, this would be the best time to do it before, yeah, before putting them together. We'll do all these first. Onto the backs. And again, I like the folded part on the top, and I want my text to go right way, just because. And if you see words that you don't like showing, remember in the decorating phase, you can cover those. Right, there's that. Now we're going to glue on this side tuck or triangle tuck. I'm going to glue this bit down on the back. And I'm going to glue this front. I guess we should do that for all of these really quick. Okay, now we can take this and glue this. Okay, so here is where I might pause and ink. Just so that you can get to that harder, edge. Glue. And then we can glue this on. Alright, there we go. I didn't glue all the way around. I will do that later. There we go. So now we have these all done in pretty quick time, and then I'm going to tuck our tags. You might want to wait till they're dry, but just to show you. Like that. And then we have these little guys. And they're fun. So how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6. So in not very much time, we made 36 little pieces that you can make into coordinating little pockets. Okay, so come on back tomorrow. We are going to decorate one of our pockets. I was going to do it in this video, but I just feel like it will get too long. So we're going to split it up into 2 days. So this is, what is today again? Day 18. And then tomorrow come back and we will decorate our pocket. Not this one, a different one. All right. I hope you have a wonderfully crafty day. Bye-bye.